Thank you for plugging into this Family Life News podcast, streaming issues-driven, family-focused news. Welcome to another edition of Hometown Heroes on Family Life. I'm your host, Bill Price. Our guest this week, Doug Justham from Jamestown, New York. He's on the front lines of the COVID-19 fight. What have you seen personally with this virus and the response to it?
What I've seen personally for the COVID is it's kind of different because you see a lot of what you consider is going to be COVID, and so you have to take precautions and things like that. Then you've got those that you don't know. It's like the unseen enemy, as was mentioned, where you think people are healthy. Maybe they came in with a broken finger or some totally unrelated issue, and then as they're in the hospital, you start to see the symptoms that are described.
Do you feel, and you would know this more than most, do you fear that they are labeling a lot of these cases as COVID that aren't?
It's hard to say, only because we know that the testing procedure is not 100%. We would have been convinced that a lot of what we were seeing back in December and January was COVID, because they were very much like the COVID cases that you see. We all thought this from the very beginning, and now the governor even said it here in the past week or two, that it's been around a lot longer than anybody thought.
Now, do you feel like you've had enough protective equipment? You felt like when you went to work, you were safe?
Yes, I felt safe going to work.
And there, as far as locally, there were never any concerns about people that needed care not being able to get that care?
No, as far as I know, that was never the case.
Yeah.
We just didn't get the numbers, so, whenever they talked about needing all the respirators and things like that, that was never, ever the case here.
When you go through crisis, whether it be 9/11 or, in World War II, the nation kind of came together, pitched in, helped out. It seems there is this rallying cry every time a crisis unfolds, and a microscopic organism has pretty much shut down not just the U.S., but the entire world. Can you talk, Doug, about how we as a society we come together in times of crisis with donating things, whether it be ventilators, face masks, protective gear, stuff that's we're seeing now? If there is one silver lining in all of this, it's the nation's response to this crisis.
Absolutely. And we all knew coming into this, there's going to be something good coming out of this, and it just kind of goes back to, whenever they were, the astronauts were going up all the time, and there were so many things came out of the space program, even though it didn't make any sense at the time for a lot of people on why we were doing this. So kind of in the same respect here, it's one of those things where the nation is just kind of gathering the good. They're gleaning what good they can out of this. They're recognizing, and I don't want to say the heroes because I never consider myself a hero, but they recognize the people that are really on the front lines and dealing with maybe more stress than other ones. So there's a lot of people who are recognizing it, and it's not just healthcare workers. They're recognizing the people that are working in the grocery stores or the gas station or wherever else, delivery people getting their packages and their mail. So it's kind of nice to see the nation recognizing people that really are putting themselves out there. They've got a job to do, and they decide, what? Every morning, I'm deciding whether or not I'm going to go to work today.
Yeah.
And these people are doing it.
Well, the big question now is, when do we get back to normal, or at least some sense of what we were before? And there's those who think that we should just kind of stay at home and wait this thing out some more. Others feel that it's go time, that we can hide in our homes forever. And this is here. The virus is here. We've got to learn to adapt and to live with it. Do you have any opinions, Doug, as far as when we can and when we should get back to normal?
Things do have to get back. People have to start meeting face to face and things like that. And I just saw, I'm from Pittsburgh, and so I just saw where UPMC is saying, it's time to get life moving again here. It's not that everybody takes the masks off and goes back to 100%, but they realize that you just can't live in a bubble.
Yeah.
So it's time to get back to real life.
That's Jamestown, New York's Doug Justham, this week's Hometown Hero. Join us next week as we search for your home, your town, your hero. It's Hometown Heroes on Family Life.